people is who has more money, who has more status, or whose tribe or whose father is more influential. But you see, what they couldn't realize is, yes, the Prophet ﷺ was born orphan, and to them that was humiliation to be born orphan. Though I don't understand that. But what they couldn't realize is that being born orphan became an honor for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It became an honor, sharaf, because An-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born orphan. Throughout the seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you see the struggle of people looking at him from two different ways, and therefore they have missed the core of the message of Islam. Yes, the message of Islam is Tawheed. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Therefore, if I may take you a little bit to a point, why do we celebrate the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Is there benefit? Because now in the human standards, what's in it for you? Is there benefit for you? Yes. Why? Al-Bukhari, a kafir benefited from being happy for the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So imagine you. Here's the Bukhari. Al-Bukhari mentions that when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was born, Abu Lahab, the one who's a big ayah, yani big in its meaning, was revealed. Tabbat yada Abi Lahabin wa tab. Abu Lahab, when the Prophet ﷺ was born, his slave Thuwayba is her name. Thuwayba came running to Abu Lahab, telling him, "Oh master, I have good news for you." He says, "What are the good news?" She told him that your brother Abdullah's wife just delivered a baby boy and your father called him Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Lahab was so happy to hear that his brother's wife delivered a baby. He looked at his slave Thuwayba and told her, "Go, you are free." Abu Lahab happy for that moment, short moment of the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Bukhari mentions in his Sahih, and the hadith is authentic, that Abu Lahab, the one who an ayah was revealed in, that he will be everlasting in Jahannam, but yet every Monday, the day of the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Monday, every Monday Abu Lahab will have a break from the torture, will have an ease from the torture and the torment in Jahannam, simply because he was happy that moment for the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the deep depth of Jahannam, 70,000 years down in the bottom of Jahannam, Abu Lahab will have an easement, will have a break from all the punishment for the crimes he committed because of the being happy for the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ibn Nasr Din Dimashqi says this. He says, "إذا كان هذا كافرا جاء ذمه وتبت يداه في الجحيم مخلدا أتى أنه في كل اثنين يخفف عنه للسرور بأحمد فما الظن بالعبد الذي طوال عمره بأحمد مسرورا ومات موحدا." He says, if this is the story about someone who Allah revealed an ayah in him telling us that he will be everlasting in Jahannam, except that every Monday he will have a break simply for being happy for the birth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, then how about the poor slave? He's talking about himself. He says, how about the poor slave that was always happy for the birth of Rasulullah and died on Tawheed? Dear brothers and sisters, Al-Islam is not simply rituals without a soul. The soul of our Islam is mahabbah. The soul of the Islam is mahabbah. You do your fara'id with mahabbah. Fara'id with no mahabbah Is your iman complete? No. Am I talking about from my own pocket? No. Open up Bukhari Muslim. Open up Muslim. See what Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Umar goes to say, Ya Rasulullah, I love you. Some people say, yeah, if we ask ourselves, do we love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Everybody says, yes, of course we love him. Really? Okay. Should we test it or should we not go there? You love him, lip service, everybody said, of course I love him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Lakin Umar radiallahu anhu was really, he meant what he says. And he says what he means. Unlike nowadays sometimes. I love you, Ya Rasulullah. He goes and says, Umar, and you know who Umar is, Ridwanullahi alayhi. But I love you more than everybody except myself. You are ahead of more than my family, than my wealth, more than my anything. But myself, I love myself more. Honesty. That's the honesty. He's being honest. Rather than say, I love you, and he doesn't mean it. Rather than, wait a minute, he doesn't even know where the Prophet ﷺ lies on his priority list. Which is it? After your career and your wife and your children and your wealth and your fun and your associations and your social clubs and your all these. Where on that list? Where is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi? La Umar radhiyallahu says, I love you, Rasulullah, more than anything except myself. But the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam does not accept that. He says, Laysa ba'd ya Umar, not yet ya Umar. Yani your iman is not yet complete. Umar steps out, shocked. He goes back, and you all know, I'm not telling you anything new. And he tells them, Ya Rasulullah, I love you more than I love myself. Then al-hadith says, Al-ana ya Umar. Now, ya Umar, your iman has been completed. The love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam completed the iman of not me and you, the iman of Umar. Therefore, that Bedouin, the hadith also is authentic, sahih, that Bedouin that came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, and he told him, Ya Rasulullah, mata sa'a? When is the day of judgment? You know, some people always are asking about all the questions in the future and what happens and all these things. When is the day of judgment? And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he answered him, so we learn the wisdom, the hikmah, from the master of wise, sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. He told him, okay, you're asking about the hour or the last hour. What have you prepared for it? وَمَا أَعْدَدْتَ لَهَا? What have you prepared for this day of judgment? The Bedouin was not ready for that kind of answer. He just wants, you know, such and such day, such and such time. You know how that is, people. I want things yesterday. Not today. I want them yesterday. وَمَا أَعْدَدْتَ لَهَا? What have you prepared for it? The Bedouin says, O Prophet of Allah, I have not really prepared much of deeds, except I only do what I have to do. The obligatory, the fard only. وَلَكِنِّي أُحِبُّ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. But I love Allah and I love His Prophet. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled at him and says, you are with whom you love. You are with whom you love. You will be assembled with those you love. You will be put with those you love. Spiritually, you are with those you love. And that is to check our hearts. Who do you have in your heart? Dollars? Other things? Power? Position? What is the love that is sitting on the arsh of your heart? On the throne of your heart? Which is it? Al-Islam doesn't, I'm not saying Islam wants you to be poor. No, we want you to be rich. May Allah make you all wealthy. But Islam wants you to have money in your pocket, not in your heart. Because in Islam we believe that the person who is rich is the person who needs the least, not the person who has the most. not the person who has the most.